So I saw this post on Reddit, and I figured that I'd help this ascended vessel out. um, I'm gonna do it live, so just to give a little view of the experience of exactly how you would do it. And I think that this is going to be pretty simple. And you know, once they send textures, it'll look a little bit better, a little closer to the this one. But and you know, put it the same. If you're watching this and you're the one who posted this, you just replace the file that I send you, and then it'll copy over. So let's take a look at if there's any issue with our model. Hard to reg. I think we have a lot of intersecting faces. A lot of yeah. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna remesh this. And I have my remesh. Can't remember what it's called. Well, it doesn't help when you don't remember what the name of your remesher is called. I must just not have it installed. No big deal. Unfortunately, doing this is gonna probably ruin your UVs, so you'll have to do the texture paint again. But I think that just the way that the meshes, the faces are, makes it kind of impossible to rig. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna separate everything. Just so it doesn't kind of combine. And if you have a material setup that you would prefer to have, yeah, okay. So since we have two separate parts here, this is probably what one of your issues is that you don't, you just have wacko intersecting faces, and that's okay. It's just, you just because it's so high resolution, you're probably getting a pretty, it's probably just having a hard time, you know what I mean? So, we're gonna, I am going to throw a remesh modifier on it, just to kind of clean it up a little bit. And just go through each individual face, and it's not gonna take too much because this is a pretty lightweight model, even considering subdivisions. You could have a lot worse. I just collected up. Where did it go? Huh? And it's pretty dense, but having it all in one shape and having a kind of consistent shape or voxel size, polygon size. There's some struggle busing. You shade smooth. Clever, no. That's pretty good, I think. Okay, so now we have everything kind of joined together. And if you would like to, you can use instant meshes, which is a much better program for remeshing than just throwing in a modifier and hoping it works. See. It's this GitHub link. I'll put a link in the description. This is very wonderful software, and if you would like to use it, it's free open source, just like Blender. Okay, I'm gonna add our Well, first we're gonna install the Rigify. This is what we're gonna be using for rigging. It's really easy once you in meta rigging. I like to scale them up bigger. Is scaling rigging issue or mapping issues if you go with their default size. Or maybe I just have a scale issue. You never know. Do this. Just line the bones up as close as you can. So while we're here, let's set our play to. Am I stupid? Might be a little stupid. Oh, that's okay. Line up the shoulders. Delete these face bones. Hopefully we won't have issues. Do we? Then we'll kind of pose a little bit. You really... I'm probably gonna keep some of the fingers to keep it, give you a little bit more articulation than you would have otherwise. Oh, one thing that will help in your future is when you're modeling your arms, you'll probably want to have them a little bend, because if they're straight like this, your IK is going to have a hard time deciding which direction it wants to go, especially if you set up the IK yourself instead of using a Rigify modifier or add-on, but having it, that will be fine for now. Just make sure you turn your symmetry on up here when you're doing this stuff so you don't have to completely redo it on the other side. I feel like that we really only need for that one. And I think we're gonna keep this bone to this one because this is the one that has the splay. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna use Rigify that one. I'm gonna do this, so where did it go? This is my question. Gone. Right, and then we're gonna go to Rigify, generate rig. God damn it. You know, sometimes you don't have to keep the face, but sometimes you do. So, I mean, whatever. I'm just gonna start over again. And we're gonna do a rig. And you can always delete the face bones later. It's just a little bit more messy. You get over it. Clean her up. And I mean, I guess you could probably line it up a little bit closer, but if you're doing simple animations with the character, this character is pretty simple. There's no big reason to really dive too deep in get a lot of freedom with the Rigify rigs. The hip bones like closer to. Yeah. Move the shoulder. Alright, let's do Rigify generate reg. For a second. Ooh, there we go. And what do we get? Oh, I should have applied this game. Ah, yeah. Rookie mistake. So, yep, Control A, all transforms. Do that one more time. There we go. Yeah, nice. And who really needs it? And when you're I noticed that when I looked at your post, your this person's post, their eyes such were painted on texture paint. And honestly, I haven't really played with texture paint in that kind of way, so. But there are a lot of tools, like with Grease Pencil and stuff, where you can rig it without having to deal with this kind of. I'd recommend playing with Grease Pencil a little bit. Go through each parts, just automatic weights. You might have to do a little bit of cleanup later. Usually Blender does a really good job of figuring out what you need, what you ask it to do. Oop. Ooh. Collection name. Okay. Thinking. Are you serial right now? Are you being serious with this? Come on. It's not that bad. Really, it's not. Come on. Okay, there we go. So when we hop into our pose mode, we'll be able to just there you go. Character's rigged and ready to go. And then you can do your everything set up just fine. And hey, while we're here, let's do a little bit of texture painting, because I think that'd be fun. Oh, fuck. The Facebook. That's oh, wait, no, I didn't. I'm awesome. Sorry. Just try and get it pretty close to the reference material here. It looks like they painted on their use shader effect, but honestly, I think we can do this a little bit more of a procedural way, just to make it just to take the load off of you, especially if you're using this in Blender. Then it'll make it a lot easier. Put I'm gonna do a quick little tune shader. You can skip it. You can the video if you're done, or if you the information that I provided you. While we're doing this, let's it's a pretty dense model, but see that you have a little bit of detail sculpted in certain places. So what if I build this from scratch? So the way I like to do tune shaders is we start with a diffuse node, and then we throw it into an shader to RGB, and this will just get the lighting information from our scene. So if you plug it in here, it just looks like a regular shader, right? But if we do a color ramp, this will kind of clamp here. Look at that, you can control how your shadows react, or how your lighting reacts. Switch that to constant, and that'll give us a sharp, yeah, right here. It'll probably turn out better if you have a mesh that was properly retopologized, like I did not do. But so let's I think there might be a better way where we oh yeah, just shade smooth, shade smooth, shade smooth. So let's color pick here. I'm just gonna from image. Real quick. Here, so there's our lighter color, and then we'll pick from here. Okay, and we won't quite get this little divot, but if we want that, instead of having to, whatever, sculpt it in, get what we want. These brushes aren't doing anything. Oh, get blocked on. Dynamic. Well, if you wanted to, you can. I've run into one problem and or one not be fixed yet. Right. So now we have our light shining our shader, kind of displaying shader thing. So we'll have another diffuse, and we'll plug it in right there, and that'll give us, well, alt other light. Yeah. I'm a little stupido. Oh, yeah. A little trick. You could just have an emission set to 1, and like if you're using Eevee, like who's gonna notice? I'm probably gonna notice. This is probably a really bad way to do it. Actually, not working. And this is why this video is gonna be dive into. Maybe the light's not bright enough. There we go. Yeah, yeah. So, light's just not. Interesting. But yeah, once you just set the light to a reasonable brightness, it'll give us a little plane to work on. To give us a little environment. As you can see, the lighting is affected even by the other objects, because it is a toon shader that's set up to do that. Smiley face. So we'll name this one the same mat body, and we'll just have this one apply to the body because it seems like a pretty simple. That seems like what we would. We'll duplicate the material. We'll assign this one to the scarf. That color pick here. You can I won't do it in this. You can have I think I've done it before where you can control the image with the color and just have the color ramp control the brightness of it if you use a multiply node, but I don't think that that's strictly necessary in this one, just because we only have really 3 colors. If you have a bunch more, like if you're doing something a little bit more complicated, then I would definitely agree that something a little bit more complex like that would be cool. And so like this, we get a little bit more realistic lighting with the actual bumps of the object, and it'll play nicer. So duplicate the body. So this one's going to be interesting because we're going to actually have to do the thing that I said we're going to have to do. So, oh, well, I mean, that would explain why it wasn't working, wouldn't it? Okay. So, like I was saying, we're gonna have a image texture, and you can use your whatever you feel like, and we're gonna multiply or math. Mix, and it's gonna be mix, and we can change this to color. That tripped me up for a while because the people are just like, oh, just add a math node. And like, what? Huh? Add node. What are you talking about? Either way. Change this to multiply. A new one with our base color will be pick. 667. Approximate. I like my 4K tech. Oh, it's just let's do a hit U, smart UV project. I have Substance Painter, and I like Substance Painter a little bit better for this, but you know, not everybody has access to that. So do a little bit of paint. Our shading, let's white, so our highest. Flip her around. Okay. So plug in our image texture. Okay. Get that that same amount of. We can play with it just to get it to be closer to what we really want. Closer to the body, and I think there's yeah, but I won't touch on that. Don't know what that way is. Now, I would recommend you something that you can easily edit, like a text, like a plane on top of it. But I want to keep this a little simple and not touch anything too crazy like that, because that'll take a little bit longer, and I don't know exactly how to do that, so we're want to do too much. Nothing too insanely. For probably should. Oop. Oh. She's a little lopsided. Better than this. I'll have you guys know that I'm a little bit stupid. Really know what I'm talking about. Oh. This is a journey for you and me because, oh, it does work. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna undo everything. Do it with a mirror because, gosh, I really need to mirror that. You Blender. Now, I would love to remodel this bug guy and give him a little detail. Certain place. A little bit more. Need to play with. Baking it in like this doesn't help super much, but I need to do better with it. Oop. So now, the way we have it, give him a little jiggy pose. Let's test our rig out. So now we have our rig. Yeah. And you don't really need to do this, but I like to have animation tab open. It's a very good setup for animating things. To test our limits of our rig, let's hit him. Let's give him a little just, you know, like a JoJo Robot Adventure stand. What I'm talking about. Okay, what? You're gonna get a little bit of this kind of thing, and you can fiddle with shape keys and such, which I would recommend you look at a tutorial on. Those are very helpful. Okay. I don't tend to use FK, but I'm also not a professional animator, so disregard any tips I give you on which would be best to use. Yeah. Lighting dramatic. Here's your little guy, posed and ready to posable. And you can animate him, play with the Rigify rig, which is amazing and beautiful. My favorite rig. You enjoyed my rambling?